Subtracting decimals. When subtracting decimals, we must line up the decimals. And then it's important that we may need to add additional zeros. And we're going to begin subtracting from the right, and then we're going to move to the left. So let's look over the first example. So 2 siblings want ice cream. 2 cones of ice cream cost $6.78. They pay for it with a $10 bill and 28 cents in change. How much money should they get back? So notice that we're going to have to do a quick addition here. They kind of snuck that one in. So we have $10, right? And then 28 cents. And if that's what they paid, and then we're going to go ahead and subtract the $6.78. So notice we lined up our decimals and all the place values. Now we don't need to add any zeros because we have the same amount of place values here. And we just go ahead and start subtracting. So we can start on the 8s. So 8 minus 8 is 0. 2 minus 7 can't be done, so we need to go over and borrow. So we always borrow from the left. Notice that this is a 0, so we can't borrow. So we can have to go and borrow from the 10. So that's a 0 now. Now we have 10 ones. So now we need to borrow from the 1. So now we have 9 ones. And then we have now 12. So 12 minus 7 then is 5. Now bring down the decimal. 9 minus 6 is 3. So the change back they should get is $3.50. Now let's look at another example. Example 2. Your kids want to do a lemonade stand to help fundraise for a camp they want to attend in the summer. You help determine the cost of the supplies from cups, ice, lemonade, etc. It's $37.40. In 2 days of doing the lemonade stand, they made $215. What is the profit from the lemonade stand from those 2 days? So let's go ahead and we need to do a subtraction. So we have $215. Then we need to go ahead and subtract this $37.40. So let's go ahead. So this is our 1, so we can put the 37 here because 7's there. Then we have a decimal and 40 cents. So this is when we're going to go ahead and add those zeros. So then we have the same place value. So I put it in blue so you can see that that's what we had to add. Now we can go ahead and subtract. So 0 minus 0, well that's 0. 0 minus 4 can't be done, so we need to go ahead and borrow from the 1s. So that becomes a 4, and then we have, like say, 10 dimes. So 10 dimes is $1. So that's how we borrow a whole $1. 10 minus 4 is 6. Bring down the decimal. 4 minus 7 can't be done, so let's go ahead and borrow this from the 10. So now we have 14. 1. So 14 minus 7 is 7. 0 minus 3 can't be done, so we need to go ahead and borrow from the hundreds. So now we have 10 tens. So 10 minus 3 is 7. And then just bring down the 1. So the profit they made was $177.60. Now let's do one final example. Example 3. So we're going to go ahead and subtract. So let's go ahead and put this up. Now we have 2.968348. Now let's go ahead and add 1, 2, 3 zeros. And now we can go ahead and start to subtract. But like in the last example, we can see we go 0 minus 8, well, that can't be done, so we need to go ahead and start borrowing. We can't borrow from this 0 or this 0, so we have to go all the way to this 4. That becomes a 3. This becomes a 10, which then becomes a 9 as we borrow. We need to borrow from there again. And then now we can go ahead and go 10 minus 8, which is 2. 9 minus 4 is 5. 9 minus 3 is 6. 3 minus 8 can't be done. So we need to go ahead and borrow from this 3. So that becomes a 2. This becomes a 13 minus 8. So that is 5. 2 minus 6 can't be done. So we need to go ahead and borrow. But we can't borrow from the 0. So we have to go all the way to the 6. That becomes a 5 as we borrow 1 from it. Now we have 10, which then becomes a 9, and then we have 12. So 12 minus 6 is 6. 9 minus 9 is 0. Bring down the decimals. 5 minus 2 is 3. So this is our solution.